Okay, so I'm not a big fan of Monday mornings. So it's Plus Sports and Plus TV Africa. Welcome on the show. My name is Wale Scott. I've got guests via phone today. Mikhail couldn't make it. Okay, well, I'll explain to you why later. Now, the Nigerian men's 4x100 meters relay team will not compete at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games after missing their last chance to qualify on Sunday. It's the third consecutive time the country will fail to qualify for the event. Nigerian quartet Enoch Adigoke, Jerry Jakba, Godson Brume, and Userose Ishekiri were left disappointed after they failed to meet the 38.46 seconds target needed to get to number 16 on the top list at the Making of Champions relays at the Yaba College of Technology, Lagos. Now, the team won the final in a season best time, 38.53 seconds. The men's 4x400 meters team also failed to secure qualification, losing to Senegal in the final. There was, however, some good news as the mixed 4x400 meters hit the qualification mark after running a national record time of 3.1409 to win the final and book a spot in Tokyo.
And they're all for first time now, this time again. Brume off to a fantastic start now as he looks to hand over to Ishakiri, who is on the second leg now. It's a smooth and crisp attack now. The crowd are roaring now. Senegal are also going pretty strong, same as Team B for Nigeria now. Ishakiri to hand off to Jakba now on the third leg now. Jakba is going pretty strong down that bend now as he looks to hand over to Adegoke, who is soaring through now. Watch the clock on the time. That's what's crucial for Nigeria now as they go through again. And Adegoke is blasting through and is open a 200-meter lead now and is soaring through. Can they finally get the qualification mark now? It's 38.53 on the flash time. Boy, oh boy, they came unstuck once again. It seems it would never be. So close but far away. So close but far away for Nigeria. And you could see it on your screens there. Enoch Adegoke in despair. They've tried and tried and tried. But it's just...
Well, we were at the event yesterday when Nigeria did not qualify and then qualified. Thank you very much, Ayo and Mikhail Tinubu were together there to actually cover that event. I'm supposed to have Shayo Oguntoye on the phone this morning. Shayo, do I have you yet? Okay, now England trained at their St. George's Park base on Saturday as they prepare to face Germany, the Diamond Shaft, in the last 16 of Euro 2020 on Tuesday. At a news conference, forward Dominic Calvert-Lewin told reporters England are not underestimating Germany, who started the tournament poorly. After losing 1-0 to France, they beat Portugal 4-2, but had to score a late goal against Hungary to claim a 2-2 draw and scrape through to the knockout stages. England, on the other hand, won their groups after claiming 7 points from their 3 games without conceding a goal. This will be the first time the two old rivals have played each other at a major tournament since the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, when Germany won 4-1, also at the last 16 stage. Seun Ajidagba, good morning.
Good morning, Wale Scott. It's a pleasure joining you this week. And as the Lord tarries, this week will favor all of us.
Amen. I'm very sorry I had to call you on quick response, but you know, the reports about the violence again, that's why I called you. Violence again.
Wale, are you talking about what happened in Plateau?
Yes, sir.
What is in my head early this morning?
Please say your mind. I beg.
Amaju Melvin Pinnick, President Nigerian Football Federation, Barrister Sheya Chiwumi, First Vice Chairman NFF and Chairman Lagos State FA, Dr. Mohammed Sanusi, Secretary General, and of course, Alhaji Shehu Diko. When your tenure is over, all of you, I want you to look back to see how you were able to run Nigerian football. And I pray that by the special grace of God, we will not have someone die on the field under your dispensation, because you have taken all matters of Nigeria with kid gloves. And I owe you people no apology. Shame on all of you this morning for the way you have run Nigerian football. Every day, every week, we keep talking about fan violence, and we don't address this issue. It's because those who perpetrate this act, they give them a slap on the wrist. They give them go and sin no more. And that's why we are in this situation that we have found ourselves. Look at what happened to Kano Pillars. The PTF said fans are not really allowed to come to the stadium, even when we know that other places have opened up, from clubs to churches, mosques, and other places. But we all see what happened all the time. And you saw what they gave to Kano Pillars for the incident that happened. The same thing happened against Plateau. You saw what happened between Remo Stars and Bendel Insurance. It was go and sin no more. I told you one day when I was on set live that they fined them 900,000. It is cynical. It is insane. It is absurd. It's unbelievable. Look at what happened to Kano Pillars. For all the offense Kano Pillars did, they say suspended 3-point sentence. Mark Wanatovic of Austria made a comment he was not supposed to make. He was banned for one game in the group game of Euros. That's how to take punitive measures. Until you say you deduct 15 points, you suspend people from the league, this will continue to happen. And you know what he does, Wally? If I come to that Plus TV studio and you slap me, knowing that you will come to Unilag where I work, I will slap you. Because there is going to be a reprisal attack.
True that.
Go and write all these things that have happened. What they have done to those players, forgot to also go to their.
Now, Seun, let me ask you a question. What are the security measures put in place at these stadiums to ensure things like this don't happen? I'm asking.
You have 4 policemen holding baiting. 2 of them are eating corn and the coconuts. You want them to be tackling the mammoth crowds that are there. So that what happen to what? You know, they can't do anything. I told you, Wale, they don't use police in stadium. They use ones who are trained. How many of our police are trained for that situation?
I think Seun is breaking up here, but well, let's hope that stabilizes.
Hello, Wale.
Okay, go on, Seun. I can hear you. Yes, thank you.
Hello.
Thank you for staying with us. I can hear you. Oh, Seun broke up there. But before we go back to Seun, we'll try and continue to call him. Now, Portugal players cried in the changing room after their 1-0 elimination from the Euros by Belgium on Sunday, with the defending champions feeling it should have been them who advanced after dominating much of the game, coach Fernando Santos has said. Now, the Portuguese had 24 efforts on goal compared with Belgium's 6, and they also hit the woodwork. Belgium had just 1 effort on target. Thorgan Hazard's long-range rocket shot in the 42nd minute won the game. Belgium play Italy next in the quarterfinals in Munich on Friday. Roberto Martinez speaks. Seun, welcome back.
Sorry, it was network problem.
I understand that.
So I'm saying
welcome
that
back.
we don't have any security. I've told you, Ali, in Sena clients where they play professional leagues, that they don't mention that word professionalism. They have stewards at match venue who take care of fans. Not until we are serious about this thing, not until we are committed about this project, we are just doing gel. Nothing will happen. And I've told you, I said, Wale, look at those leagues, those top 5 leagues. How many of them are run by government? How many of them are run by government? They are run by private people. And that's why I said that that's the future of football. You can't have government running football and you expect things like this to not to continue to happen, because what they use for it is show off. We are not playing the professional league. We are just joking. Look at the NFF, the oldest cup in Nigeria. When they were conducting the draws of the Aitio Cup, Wale, it was streamed live on Facebook. But you know what, Wale? They put it on a table. You know all those tables that they use in parties? That was what they were using. And they use cup, all those plastic cups that they use in parties to be conducting draws. And that's what they were showing to the whole world. Is that seriousness of football? I've told you severally, Boss Mustafa, Secretary to the Federation of Nigeria, and the chairman of PTF said, our sport is jeun. We are not serious. We are not committed to sport at all.
Okay, now
let's cancel our league.
Okay, Seun, let's look away from Nigerian football now. Let's look at the fact that England are gearing up to face the dear man Shaft, the German national team, on Tuesday. That's tomorrow. And England think they have a chance against Germany.
Sorry to use this word. Let them go and sit down. The team that qualified for the round of 16 with the least number of goals scored. I tell you what, I posted this thing on social media some days ago. I said my team of the group stage is Hungary. Nobody ever gave them a chance. They are in the group of 2 former World Cup winners and European champions. And they advanced 2 points, they scored number of goals. The only thing that is working for England this period is because they've not conceded any goal. Their defense looks solid. Even the German national team also have not really shown us anything to suggest that they are a formidable team. They only met a Portugal team that their defense was in tatters. But I just hope that England can live up to the billing. But Gareth Southgate has not shown anything to exude confidence. Harry Kane has maybe 1 shot on target in 3 matches, yet to find the back of the net. The man who has been carrying them is Raheem Sterling. And look at how all their players, Phil Foden, went to go and dye his hair like Paul Gascoigne instead of him to face football. So I've not seen anything from this English side to suggest that they can overcome the Germans. And don't forget, Wale, the last time that they met at the World Cup, it was buy one, take 4-1. So
Portugal,
I hope a repeat will not happen.
Okay, now Seun, Portugal players in tears. They played much better but lost to Belgium, and now they're out.
For Portugal, let me start calling out names of people I'm disappointed in. From the defense, Mr. Diaz, best player in the Premier League. I beg, player.
Seun, I'll come back to Seun, I'll come back to you. I've got the track up for Portugal's coach, and then we'll come back to you, and then we'll continue on that one. Stay with us.
Okay.
We never lost concentration. There were difficult moments, and we never lost concentration on the way that Portugal tried the victory until the last second. And probably this has given me an incredible satisfaction, because this is what a winning team needs. We all know the talent and the good football that we can play. I think it's all the other elements that you need to show were shown today. And as a coach, you couldn't be prouder. We're going to need probably 48 hours to find out the extent of the injuries. Kevin De Bruyne's his ankle. It was a really bad tackle. And we'll see. At this point, we haven't got any diagnosis from the medical department. And Eden Hazard is more a muscle sensation. So we'll take 48 hours. We go back to Belgium just now, tonight, and we'll make the scans tomorrow.
Welcome back. Seun, that was Roberto Martinez, the Portuguese coach, and he says his players were very disappointed. They played very good football. I've always said the Belgian team only have stars playing in big clubs. As far as I am concerned, they are not that fantastic. But they beat Portugal. Ronaldo's Portugal.
Well, I've said it. If the Portuguese don't win anything, the Belgians, with the star-studded team that they have, don't win anything this time around, they can't win anything again. But to be honest, there are some players in that Portuguese team that do not live up to expectations. I'm highly disappointed.
Diogo Jota.
The likes of Diogo Jota.
Yes.
The likes of Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes, yes.
The likes of Rafael Guerrero, William Carvalho, Danilo, Bernardo Silva. They didn't cover themselves in glory. And the unfortunate thing yesterday, most of the chances that the Portuguese created Cristiano Ronaldo was not in those positions to combat it. It was Diogo Jota and maybe by extension João Felix and some of them. So they didn't cover themselves in glory, and they must learn to live with the fact that they are out of the tournament.
Now, Seun, I watched Wales against Denmark on Saturday, and Gareth Bale has said if they lose that match, he's going to retire from international football. He hasn't announced yet, but they lost that match. Not only 1 goal, not 2 goals, not 3, 4-0.
To think that they don't have one of their best strikers in Christian Poulsen. To think that they don't have their all-time highest goal scorer in Christian Eriksen. And the likes of Pascal Dolberg, Braithwaite still put up a spectacular performance. I have to give them credit. And I said it, Wale, I told you that the game they lost against Finland, they shouldn't have lost that game. Psychologically, those boys were traumatized. And UEFA were not empathetic enough to have moved that game from that game to say they should play that same day. You saw that Simon Tia, their captain, could not continue with that game. The goal Kasper Schmeichel considered, he should have considered such a goal. And if players like Harry Kane and Gareth Southgate could not grant press conference before the game against Croatia, if somebody like Romelu Lukaku had to be persuaded by the assistant coach in Thierry Henry to play that game, it shows you the emotional attachment that they have, let alone players who saw their all-time highest goal scorer die for 5 minutes. And then you see another two. So I'm happy that they qualified and you are seeing the performance that they are putting up. No disrespect to the performance of Czech Republic over the Dutch national team yesterday. I think that Denmark are in the semi-final. And who says you can't have a repeat of what happened in 1992, where they were not deserving of qualifying for Euros. They came in through the back gate, and at the end of the day, they went on to win the tournament.
She will stay with us still. I know you are the cricket man, but I know you are an all-rounder still. Now, defending Wimbledon champion Novak Djokovic has warned his competitors that his eyes more Grand Slam titles fresh from winning the French Open, that's the Roland Garros. Now, in the women's draw, Australian Ashley Barty is eager to add to her 2019 French Open title and dream big by winning the Wimbledon.
First of all, let me say that I was a completely different person than I am now, and I would probably say not as confident as I am now. I relied a lot on my confidence back then, and most certainly I didn't really have plan B or plan C. I just kind of had my one way of playing, and that was also because of lack of experience and not being on the tour for long enough. And grass court is honestly a surface that I love, but probably last year 2 years ago I didn't really have the best result and the result that I expected, and it was kind of something that kind of torn me apart. I expect something better, but again, it's not the end of the world. I just prioritize myself, my well-being out on the court, and me feeling kind of happy and joyful when I get to play tennis, because it's such a traditional, historic, tournament, and we don't get this opportunity very often.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, definitely. I think the most perfect way would be to win Halle and have 1 week preparation here for Wimbledon, but we're talking about the most perfect way. So winning Mallorca was that's why I came here, to try to win some matches, manage to win the tournaments. Really important for the confidence, to try to find back how you should play on grass, what you should do. Actually, final was my best match there, so feeling confident coming here. He already made history in many ways. Of course, probably he's trying to make something special this year, but as much as we know what goals mean to him and how much he can, work to achieve them, it also puts pressure. So I think Wimbledon, Olympics and US Open.
Welcome back. Seun Ajidagba, Wimbledon hotting up. And, you know, some of the tennis players actually saying their mind there and saying, we're getting ready for Wimbledon. That's one of the biggest, in fact, if not the biggest tennis tournaments across the world.
It's the traditional white on white, and we call it SW19. Don't forget that the same Novak Djokovic is the defending champion. And for the female, we have a winner, a new winner to be precise, because Simona Halep withdrew from the tournament. So we have a new winner. But for Novak Djokovic, he was unable to defend his title in year 2020 because we didn't have the Wimbledon, and he's back this time around. You can't bet against him. Yes, he has not won many titles on Wimbledon like the legendary Roger Federer. But you want to say the man is on form as we speak has to be Novak Djokovic, because he said he's no longer joking anymore. It's very, very serious. You can't look beyond him. He's an amazing and a fantastic player that has got a lot of mental fortitude. And I'm sure that Roger Federer will have his work cut out. Rafael Nadal is not there. And the other guys, the likes of Alexander Zverev, Stefanos Tsitsipas, Alexander Zverev, Andy Murray, who is coming back after a long while, I don't think they have that mental toughness to cope with Novak Djokovic. So, in all honesty, Wale, I can't look beyond Novak Djokovic to win again and make it 20 and equal the likes of Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer. But for the female, it's anybody's game. Can Serena get at 24th? That remains to be seen. Because if there's any gas goals that happens in tennis, it has to be female tennis. They don't respect themselves at all. It could be Ashley Barty, it could be Coco Gauff, it could be Svetlana Kuznetsova, it could be anybody. It could be Iga Swiatek, anybody. So they always do a rough fight in female tennis. But for the male, you still have to lean towards Novak Djokovic.
Okay, now one man down, like we say, like they say in the army. British #1 Johanna Konta has been forced to withdraw from Wimbledon after a member of her team tested positive for COVID-19. The All England club said on yesterday. Now, Konta, who was seeded 27th, must undertake a 10-day quarantine period after being identified as a close contact. She has not tested positive for COVID-19. Now, Konta, who reached the semi-final in 2017, was due to play Katerina Siniakova in the first round on Tuesday. Now, Wimbledon was cancelled last year because of the pandemic, and this year's tournament is being held under strict COVID-19 protocols, with all players in biosecure bubble.
For me, it's just the opportunity to play in front of a home crowd. Obviously, we have the small events leading up into Wimbledon, but we have a home slam, and not many people can say that. So I feel very excited, very, very grateful to have Wimbledon back, really. I think adaptability is very important. I think patience and also perspective and resilience, kind of a combination of all those, I think is probably been very useful in this period.
I'll still go back to Seun now. Sydney McLaughlin broke the women's 400 meters hurdles world record with a time of 51.90 seconds in the final of the US Olympics athletics trials on Sunday. 21-year-old who booked a spot at the Tokyo Games seized the lead around the final bend and into the home stretch to power home and beat Rio Olympic champion Dalila Muhammad's previous mark of 52.16. McLaughlin is set for showdown at the upcoming games against Muhammad, 31, who finished second in 52.42 at Eugene, Oregon's Haywood Field.
She's looked through the rounds. She is the favorite, and although we've talked about it, we could be on world record watch.
The world record is 52.16. Let's see if either of these two women can challenge that.
Dalila Muhammad always gets out fast and aggressive, and she is doing that right now. This is a woman who's only run 3 races up to this point. But when you talk about being a tactician and executing perfectly, that's Dalila Muhammad.
But Sydney McLaughlin looks very comfortable through half of the race. And throughout the rounds, we have seen monster finishes
by Sydney McLaughlin. Does she have one more? Because the world record holder is putting some distance between her and the rest of the field.
And look at Shamir Little come on the inside, got a little off balance there. This is Sydney McLaughlin challenging Dalila Muhammad. Sydney McLaughlin gets ahead of the world champion and the Olympic champion. Sydney's time is now. And what does that time look like? 51-0. That's a new world record.
The first woman ever under 52 seconds flat. We had an inkling it was coming, Sonia. Sydney got it done. Her time is now.
What a race! And she couldn't have done it without Dalila Muhammad. She set that race up perfectly. What a gutsy run from the woman who has struggled with injury.
The high schooler, the 17-year-old who's now gone pro, is fourth from the left.
And it's Bednarik who will lead off of the turn. The high schooler has some work to do, but Noah Lyles is in a good position.
Here comes Noah Lyles, Kenny Bednarik. How about Ian Knighton? That looks like the three going to Tokyo.
That is a huge win for Noah Lyles, who has not looked to be in this kind of shape throughout the rounds, but he was able to pull on his experience. He ran really well around the turn auto, which is not usually his strength. And I think Ariane Knighton gave him too much and had too much work to do.
As far as athletics is concerned in the US, a new king and a new queen is born. McLaughlin, she's the first woman ever to go under 52 seconds in a race. And Noah, the new king of male athletes in the United States. Thank you very much, Seun Ajidagba, for joining us this morning at such a short notice. Thank you very much.
Wale, you are deeply appreciated. And to the entire production team of PlusTvAfrica.
Thank you very much.
Plus Sports. God will like your course.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to, of course, he couldn't make it here today, Mukail Tinumbu, who were at the track and field events at the Yaba College of Technology yesterday. Thank you very much, Ayor. He had the camera, he had everything. He had my back all the way. Thank you very much for joining us today. Join us on Plus Sports and PlusTvAfrica, same time, same station tomorrow. My name is Wale Scott. Like I always advise you at the end of every show, if not for anything, at least for your heart, do some sports.